everybody, and welcome back to day 9. And my name is Dr. Karen Orlemans, and I'm your instructional coach, helping you to set up a stress-less home-based learning environment. Hooray, right? It's almost holidays in a few days in some states, and the struggle to get them to do their schoolwork is almost over, at least for a week or two. Well, that feeling is going to last for about maybe 3 minutes, until your child or young person gets up and says, I'm bored. And that's going to happen a little quicker than normal, because the joy of not getting up and going to school is not going to be there. The novelty of being home has already worn off about 2 weeks ago. But I have an idea. So let's explore the world of virtual traveling. Now, I introduced you yesterday, or I mentioned yesterday very quickly, or maybe reintroduced you to the world of Google Earth. And I want to build on that because it brought to mind this really wonderful, fun idea for doing some virtual holidaying. You're probably still working, so you're going to need an idea that is going to keep your children entertained for at least a few hours each day. And this should work with young people, I think, for about 4 or 5 up to about 12 or 15, really depending on whether they're the oldest or the youngest in the family, how many you have in your family, and your ability to enthuse them. Yes, it is going to need you to have a little input in this one, okay? But hey, if you were really planning a holiday, you would definitely be all in. So, go with me. Here's the plan. Begin with a floor plan of your home, all right? Each room in the house becomes a new country. So if you have 5 rooms, that's 5 countries to visit. 5 countries to explore virtually. 5 days of holidays, or 10 days if you stay there for 2 days. Set it up to camp out in the room for the night. So in the lounge, set up maybe a tent or something, whatever you've got in under the dining room table, in the dining room. That actually makes a really great tent. In the different bedrooms around the place. Now, I know it gets a little bit uncomfortable for us as parents, but at least let the kids sleep out. On that day, they cook the food from that country. Or they do if they're, or you do if they're a bit young, okay, to manage that by themselves. They find the recipe online, they prepare the food, they cook it with or without your help, depending on how comfortable you are with them in the kitchen. Then they Google Earth that country. Then they do some virtual tours. Okay, there are a lot of virtual tours of museums and other places of interest that are currently available. They'll need to find this out for themselves. Get them to create a passport for stamps, and perhaps to include some of the information that they're finding if they get really keen, and I'm sure some of them will. Now, on my Facebook page at Kairos CT, I have included some ideas for visiting on Google Earth, and a post with 12 museums that are currently open and offering virtual tours. Places such as the NMA are also offering kids programs through lives online. So, and I've also linked that on my page. So go and have a look, go and have an explore of some of these, and get your kids to explore them and see what they like and what they want to visit. Then, over dinner, that foreign meal that they planned, prepared and cooked, with or without your help, you can ask them where they travelled on that day, what they saw, and so on, as though it was a real holiday, all right? And then that evening, you watch a movie from that country, or maybe a TV series or something on YouTube, something that is around that country. Again, encouraging them to find it, not you so much. That could keep them occupied for quite some time too. Then the next morning after breakfast, they clean up, it's time to pack, and it's off to the next room or the next location. And they get on and they do it all over again. Now, in this whole plan of virtual holiday, you could also plan to visit a grandparent or a family member. The same planning principles would apply, and I would still sleep in different rooms, because of course, visiting grandma, granddad, you're going to be sleeping in another room, as if it's really visiting. Work with the family member that they're visiting, and then set up to do some virtual visiting with them actually over the time. Maybe having breakfast together, or maybe having dinner together, like a laptop set up and hello, and you're having dinner together. Have a watch party over Netflix. There are so many options that are available in our virtual world today. Hope I've given you a couple of ideas on how you might make this holiday different, but perhaps better. This is your opportunity to create memories with your children. Those moments when they are not going to remember the virus that plagued us all, but the time when you let them sleep under the dining room table. And let me tell you that this is actually still a fond memory with my own children. Or the day when you let them slide on mattresses down the stairwell. Now, I don't remember mine doing that, but I'm told that that was a thing during one of our holidays. So use this opportunity to create some great holiday memories. Oh, and don't forget to take photos, okay, for the family photo album. Or post them on Instagram. Maybe find a couple of funky filters there and some backgrounds that are to do with your country that you're visiting. These will allow you to then look back over time and at this time with a smile. All right. Now, I'm sure there are lots of other ideas that you have, and maybe I've generated some in you. So feel free to share them here on the bottom of my post. Tomorrow, I'm going to come back and I'm going to respond to some of the questions and comments that I'm seeing around home-based learning and around having to do this schoolwork at home, and what it means to keep doing that for the long term. So until tomorrow, hang in there.